And my next guest is Chad Webb, head coach for the Lady Buffs soccer program. And a little bit of introduction here for Coach Webb. Played for WT back in 1992 to 1995. Very
sure that.
Yeah, a little age there. That's okay. We're getting older.
Yeah.
It happens. But a very talented player, had an outstanding career, was a team captain for the Buffaloes, and then served as an assistant coach under Butch Lawfer on the men's side. And then he switches over, starts coaching on the women's side as an assistant for several years, and then gets the head job in 2010. Career numbers for this guy since taking over: 1 regional title, 3 NCAA tournament appearances, and 5 conference championships. And so 11th season as the head coach. You feel a little older, feel a little wiser after all these years of coaching, Chad?
Definitely older. Wiser is debatable, man.
Trying to keep up with these college kids.
Man. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For you, last year, Chad, you picked up career victory number 100. That was very special for a lot of coaches. It takes a long time to reach that milestone. What things do you attribute to the overall success and the sustainability that you've had here with this program?
Oh, it just comes down to we've had a lot of fantastic young women come through our soccer program, you know. Great students, great young women of character, and they've gone on and done some fantastic things with their lives. And when they were here, they won a lot of soccer games, you know.
And a big part of that has got to be, obviously, the recruiting. One of the things that I admire most about you, I know a lot of the WT coaches from just being around the programs, even though I don't broadcast your soccer games, going out and watching the teams and seeing your teams play over the years, I admire the fact that you've got toughness and grit, and I know you were that way as a player, but that seems to be the way that your teams play. It's like they take on your persona, very physical, don't want to back down from any challenge. And so is that something that you try to instill in them? Do you try to recruit those kind of players that are both physically and mentally tough?
Well, I never really thought about how that paralleled with the way that I played. Maybe some of that's just innate. You don't really think about it that much, but
that's true. I appreciate
you saying that about our teams, because we play a little bit more of a possession-oriented style than most of the teams in the Lone Star Conference. You know, they
and for the viewers that don't understand the game of soccer as much, explain that. What does that mean? A possession style?
Well, it just means that we try to pass the ball and keep the ball a little bit more than our opponents.
Okay.
Our opponents will hit the thing. They'll just kick the ball forward as far as they can and run as fast as they can.
Okay.
And that's a direct style. And possession would be passing the ball maybe sideways, up, back, sideways again, and slowly, methodically make your way up the field. But when you do not have the ball and the other team has it, and especially when they are direct, then, yes, you have to be physical and you have to be hard-nosed and you have to match every ounce of effort that the opponent gives. And if you do that, then the possession usually wins out. So that's an interesting analogy that you just presented to me.
So when you're recruiting these players then, Chad, because I know the recruiting process for soccer is a lot different than maybe other sports. I mean, you got to travel all over the place or at least go to different areas to recruit. Is that something that's easy for you to see either on film or live?
No, you can pick up some things when you watch a soccer game, but to see someone's real character, you have to spend a little time with them. And, so maybe I've gotten a few of those right, you know. But the recruiting's difficult because for just the sport of soccer, we're geographically isolated from all the really large soccer houses, you know, the Dallas Metroplex and stuff. So we do have to travel quite a bit, and I don't know if in 1 or 2 games you're going to see a kid's true character, but they can show you little pieces of it if you're paying attention close enough.
Yeah, you mentioned that about geographically. It's almost like you probably have maybe some of these girls that you recruit. You say, we play some really good soccer out here in Canyon, Texas, right?
Yeah, I've had a few conversations with some what turned out to be fantastic players.
Yeah,
and they were like, Canyon. Where?
Yeah.
It's the Panhandle of Texas.
That's
you know what
right.
that is?
We play some good soccer out here.
I'm not sure what the Panhandle, but the beauty of campus and the university and the culture of the people that are on it is that even if someone hasn't heard of Canyon or WT, if I can get them here and they see the place.
You can sell them.
Oh, yeah, man. They fall in love with the way the campus looks, how friendly the people are. We can walk around campus and say hi to everybody. I guess now it's a little different because we have to stay far away and wear masks, but everyone on campus is so friendly. They help me recruit. And then usually when people see us play, they're like, oh, didn't expect a team in the Panhandle of Texas to play like this. Okay, I'll come here.
That's right. Kind of all falls into place. Visiting with Lady Buffs head soccer coach Chad Webb here at Canyon Ranch. And so, Coach, last season your team goes 10-8, very solid 6-2 record at home. You got hot at the end of the season. You won 5 of your last 6 regular season games before losing in the Lone Star Conference tournament. But you graduated 5 seniors, including a pretty good one, Marlene Van Murk. And Marlene, she was one of my favorite, not just WT Lady Buff soccer players, but one of my favorite athletes in recent time at West Texas A&M. Just loved the way she played. Loved her character as well. You know, did a little video in the spring last year because she was named the WT President's Award winner.
And if you didn't mention that, I was going to.
Yes, no doubt about that. So talk a little bit, brag on a player that you had for several years in Marlene Van Murk.
Well, I mean, Marlene was the definition of a student athlete. She left here with a degree, and she graduated in 3.5 years.
Wow.
With a 4.0 GPA.
Okay.
Never even got to be here.
A lot smarter than you and I.
And Marlene was such a good, well-rounded, versatile soccer player that we make jokes about this, she and I. By the time she left here, she had played every position on the field.
Wow.
With the exception of goalkeeper. So of the 11 positions that we play and the different formations that we play, she played everywhere.
How rare is that in soccer?
I don't know if I've ever seen that. So student, athlete, and one of the best young women that I've ever met. And she she still sends me pictures. She sent me pictures of herself skydiving the other day.
Really?
Yeah, she does some pretty cool things. Yeah.
Wow.
And she's back in Denmark helping her parents on their farm.
Wow.
Because her mom got ill, so she's not using her degrees yet.
Yeah.
She's helping her parents on the farm, and she's playing in the top women's league over there in Denmark.
Wow.
That's what she's doing.
Living the best life. Marlene, if you get a chance to watch this, we miss you.
She'll be watching.
That's right.
She pays attention to everything.
One of the greats. So let's talk about the strange and challenge-filled 2020/21 season. And obviously your team will not play the regular season until spring of 21. February 17th is the date for the first game, at least for now. Oh, everything can change with the way things are going, but hopefully it's going to be that date, February 17th. What has your approach been in the fall? So let's talk the fall first. What's your approach been like this fall? It's odd. You're used to playing games right now. That hasn't happened. So what's your approach been?
To say it's different would be an understatement because we're into November now, which means in a normal season we'd be preparing for the Lone Star Conference tournament. We'd have the entire season behind us, and
with some perfect weather,
we would have learned exactly. We would have learned more about our kids and learned some of those character pieces that we were talking about earlier. You don't see those until you play games.
Okay.
It's been really unusual because I'm not used to the fall being all in preparation for the spring.
Yeah.
So we've changed. We don't train as much as we normally do in the fall. So we've changed our training schedule, a little bit of the training intensity, because I don't know how hard to push them right now when we're not playing for something meaningful.
Sure.
So, but hopefully, we get through this and we get our conference season in the spring, and then we'll be back to doing what it is that we do.
Yeah. Visiting with Chad Webb, Lady Buffs head soccer coach. So this year, your team, 2021, you bring back some talented players. You've got Hannah Kelly Lusk, who was first team All LSC last year, very talented player. Also first team All South Central region. And then goalkeeper Daniela Estrada, she's back as well, correct?
Yes.
And Daniela started 15 games as goalkeeper as a junior. So give us a preview, Chad, of this year's team, pieces you added. I've heard about some talented freshmen maybe that we brought in, maybe some transfers as well. What are your expectations for this team?
Well, I have extremely high expectations because you have to have what I call both bookends, right? You have to have people that can play up front and score goals, and Hannah definitely does that for us. She was first team all-conference last year, but she actually had a little bit of an off year, you know. She created all kinds of chances, but she just missed a lot.
So can do even better.
2 years ago, she was an All-American.
Yeah.
You know, and Player of the Year for the whole Lone Star Conference. So, and the kid I see training looks like that kid again. So, have high expectations for her. You mentioned Danny. That's the other bookend as a goalkeeper. You got to have someone that can stop shots. There's a freshman out of Nebraska.
Okay.
Her name is Reagan Heelan. This kid's an engineering
goalkeeper.
Student. No, they're both competing for the spot.
Okay.
Yeah, Reagan is competing for that spot as a freshman.
Wow.
Get this, she has a 34 ACT score.
Goodness.
Yeah. So the engineering department was really excited she chose to come to WT. You left out, one really big returner, our captain Cheyenne Orozco. She plays center back for us.
Yes.
Center backs don't get a lot of attention because really they go about doing their job, and the only time you notice them is when they mess up.
Underrated but very valuable.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was a Defensive Player of the Year for the conference 2 years ago. She has done a fantastic job of just leading our group through this unknown COVID.
And she's also a senior.
Fall, you know.
Is that right?
Yeah, but you mentioned the newcomers. We've got a freshman out of Dallas. Her name's Reagan Madikow.
Okay.
She's going to play on the left side, either left back or left side of midfield. Man, she's tiny.
Okay.
She tells me that her height starts with a 5. I'm not sure it does. I give her a hard time. I said,
so
no
she's
way.
quick then.
Oh, my gosh, she's fantastic.
Okay.
She's going to make some noise in the conference when we get to start playing some games. And a transfer from Florida International, a Trinidadian kid. You know, I always have at least one or two girls from Trinidad and Tobago, sometimes as many as 4. And Asha James is from Tobago.
Okay.
You know, Tobago's the smaller island of the two, and she's only the second one that's come over and played for us that's actually from Tobago.
Wow.
Most of them are from Trinidad.
Okay.
And she played one season at Florida International, and she's with us now. I think those two make a lot of noise.
So wanted to ask you about Butch Lawfer entering his 30th season as head coach for the men's program.
And I didn't realize that.
Yeah, 30 years. A couple weeks ago, Hunter Hughes said that when Butch decides to retire, he should be city commissioner. Or I said maybe you could go for president, and Hunter told me to slow down. Slow your roll. But Butch is a great guy. You know, we had a chance to talk to him halftime of the football broadcast last Saturday. Talk about the things that you've learned. You played for him, coached underneath him, and now coaching with him as both head coaches of very successful soccer programs. What have you learned from Butch over the years that has made you a better coach?
Well, I think the player that I was.
Yeah.
If you think that was good or not, that's up to you.
Okay.
And the coach that I am, that Butch is the biggest influence that I've had on either one of those dynamics.
Wow.
We have differences in maybe the styles that we like to play now that I'm kind of off on my own and a little more independent.
Yep.
But the base of knowledge that Butch shared with me over the years says, I don't know how else to phrase it, man.
Sure.
He's the reason I am who I am.
Nice. That's very cool. Very, very neat compliment. I told Butch at halftime, my favorite compliment to Butch is that he taught me how to bowl in college. That's back when he was the bowling instructor. And
Really?
I took a bowling class, yeah.
I didn't know that.
And, yeah, I'm not bad. The thing that Butch taught was the foot flip. On the release, you got to take your back foot up. I can't show this on camera, but you take your back foot up and you flip. I think that was more just for style,
okay.
you know, showmanship.
Like the pros.
Yes.
They kick that thing up high.
They
I've
do.
seen them on TV.
They do.
Yeah.
So I always
do
go with the foot flip. Before we let you get out of here, Chad, give us a preview of this Saturday's scrimmage. The Lady Buffs are going to get to have a scrimmage, and you're going to take on, as far as we know, it's still going on, right?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so.
Supposed to take on Lubbock Christian at the pitch.
I just got confirmation of some positives, so I got to figure out who those kids are
next
and how we're
girl
going to
up.
play without them. Exactly.
Hopefully next girl up.
Exactly.
But tell the fans how they can come out to the pitch and watch on Saturday.
Well, kickoff's at 3 o'clock,
okay.
and if I'm not mistaken, if you're a soccer fan, it's a doubleheader. I think the men go
2 o'clock.
Men go 12. Yeah, I'm sorry. I almost said 1. So the men kick off at noon.
Okay.
And then that's right. We can't play that close together. There's got to be some time in between.
Social distancing and game distancing.
Yeah, so the men kick off at noon. I'm not sure who they play against, but then we play Lubbock Christian at 3 o'clock, and there's plenty of room in the stands to
girls very excited about getting a chance to just go against somebody else.
They're so excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
Yeah.
We've had 5 opportunities to scrimmage, and 3 of them have been canceled.
Okay.
So
let's make Saturday stick. Do whatever we have to do, okay?
That's what we'll do.
All right. Chad Webb, Lady Buffs head soccer coach, looking forward to the scrimmage Saturday, but really looking forward to the spring with seeing what your girls can do. So thanks for stopping by and visiting.